Hey there, everyone. Welcome to a special Let's Play. We're playing Let's Play the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I'm Samuel.
And I'm not quite sure what I'm getting in here. I gotta say, as far as the original Stanley Parable, never played it. I've bought this and downloaded it, and I haven't watched any Let's Plays on it or anything, so I'm coming in here completely blind.
You
How
mean
about you, man?
you've never played the original even?
I've watched people play it, but man, that
Oh,
was
okay.
like, it feels like a million years ago.
Yeah. Um, for the sake of things, we're probably just going to go with the new content here. You guys can look back in the Let's Play archives and find the actual original Let's Plays we did with Jacob, where I followed the rules and then Jacob completely went off the rails, as I expected. So that was a good bit. But anyway, we are on this screen because the game asked me to put the time in. I had already had to set it up, so I put up the time before. And then whenever I rebooted it again and put in the time, it said, whoa, whoa, before we get started, can I just say something? So I was like, well, I don't want people to miss this bit of metery that's probably happening. So here we are.
Oh god.
So before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you booted up the game.
Oh, you know how people will say like I feel seen? I literally feel seen. I'm a little bit worried here.
I did not make the wrong choice, Shay. This is the best joke I've seen yet. This is amazing.
This is a joke after booting up the game twice. That is brilliant. Bravo to them.
A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 and call it a day. But you actually took the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know that you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see this screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want, even if it's not the correct time. You've earned it. All right, I'll let you get back to the video game now.
Oh my god.
That's amazing.
Secrets on secrets on secrets. I'm loving this.
So good. Okay, have to peek behind the curtain. Just remember, Shay, to make sure you don't get lost in the game audio. You'll be able to monitor that, but otherwise, let's get into it. By the way, the game did ask me whether I'd played the original or not, and I said I did. From what I've heard, they actually lock the new content away and let you play the original stuff a little bit if you have not, so that's kind of cool.
Very nice.
But we have, so.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
It's like coming home.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all
God.
his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly
Welcome to
wrong.
2020.
Frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Who leaves a printer like that? What?
I know, right?
You don't I mean, just close it. It's gonna get dust everywhere. Walking to the meeting room.
Yeah, hate Mondays.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I mean, do we go ahead and just start disobeying? I suspect the new content's probably in the disobeying path, right?
I don't know, to be honest. He's got such a pleasing voice. I just want to follow every command he gives me.
Yeah, and I honestly considered doing one run of following his instructions and then starting to disobey. How about we do that? Just for anyone that hasn't seen it
Yes.
before. Let's obey him and
A
show
good
you how it
refresher.
works.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
My God. Everything communications class taught me not to do. Right there. Right there.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
This is a
Shay.
calm environment.
I forgot. I forgot all of this. This is amazing.
I mean, someone on the development team actually had to sit down, like, how do we make the most meta PowerPoint ever?
Rate of increasing graphs per slide. Please no more.
Oh my God.
Please, I'm begging. On your boss appreciation minute.
In triplicate, and wait, there's a specialist concerned with this?
Why did we hire you? Oh
What are your
my
dreams
God.
for the future? There's got to be something getting.
There we go.
Oh my goodness.
That was a trip.
Stanley
Wait,
stepped
he did?
into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Tempting, but no. That's
I was gonna say, I don't think I want to disappoint Satan
Coming to
right
a
now. He's
staircase,
talking to us in our
Stanley
head.
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Absolutely, devil, on my way.
See, there are plenty of opportunities to disobey, right, in various branches.
Mm. Oh, Mr. Burns would be pleased.
Stepping into his manager's office,
It is very
Stanley was
Burns,
once again
actually.
stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
What was that PIN number?
2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Devil made me do it.
By simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh, hello.
By the way, in case you thought we were taking a break from stepping into creepy corridors just because we weren't playing security breach this week, nope.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
And look, like, there's a thing right there that says escape. Like, there's a bunch of possibilities here, right? So,
As a former sign company employee, who hung that signage back there? Why?
right.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Do we have a 427 up there?
I do not know. Are they in order? They are.
I thought
Okay.
it was in order.
4, 2, 3, 2, 7, right there.
427.
And
Is it gonna
there's our
show
cubicle.
Aw. And us not being there, we should get back to work.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Pushing all the buttons. Ooh, what's this do? I really thought you were dropping like into a vat of lava or something else.
So
that would
I thought that
instantly
too. I was
kill you.
like, so there's a 5.
Oh, what about up in the corner there? Was there a button on that
There
illuminated
is.
platform?
Yeah. 5. Bet 3 is up here.
No, 3 was the first one you came back to, right? Or no, 5 was the first one you came back to. Then
Yeah.
we saw 3, and then
1,
1, 2, so 4's got to be up top.
So I pressed 1, 2. Then 3.
I think 4 may be up there.
I can't get in there though. Weird.
Very, very strange. Okay, big white glowing light. Where are you? Oh, foiled by a locked door.
Well, of course. Thing is, I don't know if I've ever done this puzzle or not. And I guarantee you 4 is up there and 5, but I can't get to 4. So
What if it's inside of that room? The open doors behind you.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
I don't know what I was waiting for.
right?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet,
Yay!
even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
Who
How
cares?
had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What
Magic.
other mysteries did this strange building hold? But
For
as
someone else.
sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For
Amen.
it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
I'm not gonna lie, I half expected there to be like a horde of
Stanley
zombies
felt
waiting
the
for
cool
you.
breeze on his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Okay. Bit to unpack there.
So that's how the game works if you actually, obey everything. Now let's go for chaos.
Wait.
All of his
Can we go back, or
co-workers
did
were
it close that
gone.
door?
What
It
could
closed it.
mean?
I
Stanley
saw the
decided
clock
to
in the
go to
corner, and
meeting
I was
room.
curious if
Perhaps
it had the
simply
correct
missed a
time
memo.
on there.
It did. I checked.
Okay.
Because I thought of it too. Yeah.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Wait, look up. Are those? How many lights are out?
Well, 1, 2,
Is it
3.
just 3?
Yeah, it's just one row of them.
Oh, never mind. I was curious if it might be keeping
This
track
was not
of.
the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Nice lounge.
Truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Can we open the blinds?
Nope.
Wait a minute, isn't there an office like right outside of those blinds?
Really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope, he did not.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
He just can't handle our realness. Penalty of mission. Oh god.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Okay.
Danger everywhere.
Jeez. 2v1.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Nope.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Wait, are we doing what he wants now?
I
I don't know if this is following him or not. I'm wondering.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh god. Got a question for you. Are you getting Death from Ringworld vibes from this guy? Whoa, what the hell? Oh crap. Ah.
Stanley 427, this is you. I don't know where the...
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Oh gosh.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right. And if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course,
I like
the
what you're
message
going
of the
for here.
game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Burn the baby right away, no problem. Oh, we're totally on the same page.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, then I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here?
Oh, I remember this. You're going to
Yes,
like this part.
Seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Come on, Tetris. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all.
Oh, this is new.
Fascinating.
Oh my
Look
god.
out,
are we
points?
Firewatch?
Really?
What's our backstory? What is our motivation?
Are we on? This is Firewatch,
But it
right?
seems
Yes.
obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep
This is
tower,
new.
Perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Were they
Are
the
you
developers of
serious?
this game too?
I don't think so, or I didn't think so.
I've never
What?
played it, so I don't. Oh.
I've got to look into that.
Yes, you do. It's. Oh man. Either that, or because they're both indie game developers, they probably contacted them and they were like, "Oh, we're in."
Oh no. No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You really wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Rocket League?
See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley,
Just
if you manage
how?
to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally
This
impressed.
is amazing.
Wait a minute, so you're walking in Rocket
Okay,
League?
so
Now
what
I'm
exactly
confused.
do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, but fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
And it's actually the ball. That's amazing.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes! Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable.
Oh, this is
More
worrying.
balls.
This is worrying.
Oh boy. Stanley, you know what? Explosions make everything better. Stand by.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a real video game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over. That's right.
Oh.
Your little fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
Wait, I'm sorry, I'm getting a nosebleed, but if I'm understanding the situation properly here, we're essentially being told off for not following the rules of the original game, which obviously a mod developer would look at and laugh, while standing in the middle of what effectively is a mod of Rocket League.
Yes.
Uh, um, uh, uh, okay, I need to lay down.
Given the balls go down into the nets, I'm going to give it a
Oh,
shot.
really? Orange, not blue?
Mm.
Yeah, orange was always a good
Hold
color.
on. What are you doing?
Oh my god.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Beta, alpha tests.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, this stuff's new. This is I had heard that there was something about the meta of game design in this thing, and I think we found it. Oh,
Falling back before the beta, before the alpha. We're just gonna wake up in the developer's mind. Wait, are we on the fifth floor? Wait, no, they weren't on floors. So yeah, these are just further down from our cube, 509.
yeah. Oh my god, this is actually creepy. I'm
I just want to get back to 427. I want to sit in front of my computer and do my job. Oh, okay, walking back through. We might have passed it, or we're on the right track.
Ooh. That's exactly where it's wanting us to go, right? I mean,
Was there another flash of blue in an open door back down the hallway that I saw? From this direction, I think it's going to be on your left. I thought one of the doors might. Oh, yeah. Or is that just a window?
that's a window.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah. This is 14. Yes, I'm just trying everything.
Now with more realistic button pressing sounds. Oh, hello? Wait,
I
what?
wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if
You'd
he's
know,
happy
Sadie.
with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
the form of zombies. I'm a little worried. I'm scared.
And here we are.
All of his
Okay.
co-workers were
So what are we thinking?
What could it
Little
mean?
column A, little column B.
Stanley decided to go
Yeah.
to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, are we just gonna? Do you have a dice close by?
I mean, I've got my dice close by. I could, in theory.
Either we
There
can
we
add
are.
these- Oh, hello.
I knew this door was somewhere. We just hadn't seen it yet. Sorry, I was
Shall
kind of
we?
spoiled on that one, but yes.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh no.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Oh, my word. We're here, Shay.
So 39 minutes, no,
Okay,
40
so
minutes
far
into the
it's an
stream, here we
empire.
are.
Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Why do I have a feeling this is going to evolve from the narrator and us?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Are we having an adventure with him? Is this what this has evolved into?
I don't know if I like nice narrator or snarky
I have to say,
narrator more.
initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if them... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh, God, really? Ooh, we can jump.
Oh, good God. Are we really all of them? Okay, here we go.
I guess we are.
That's right. Let's push through the burn, everyone. And 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2.
Use
and
your other
those-
thumb. Make sure that it gets equal reps. Here we go. Here we go. And if you think I'm not actually doing that, you are wrong.
Oh, we have no more jumps remaining.
And now we can't jump again. Oh, that's amazing. And achievement unlocked, you can't jump. That's amazing.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Please tell me this is the elevator
Another
back
elevator.
down.
Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
This is exactly what it's become, and I'm here for it.
I am loving this.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
Oh my
It's my
god.
fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never
This
have
is
lived
getting
up
way
to
too
such
real.
expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Anything you say, Satan. I'm just gonna call him Satan from here on now.
Wait, this is new.
Mm.
I mean, 427, but this is... Ooh. Okay.
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
I mean, do we obey for a bit, or...
Last time I did this, the guy offered me some candy, and it was a great time. Let's go.
Okay. Coffee nut.
Be funny if it just opened up and splat, and
Right.
Stanley died.
You can die in this game, so...
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to
Oh
be?
my
Well, it got
God.
me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
This is amazing. You know I love meta humor, Shay. Like, it's my crack.
And this, you might actually. Oh, whoa.
What the
Hello.
actual? It looks like we're stepping into Elden Ring, dude. That's
Not gonna lie, I half
call it
expect there to
the
be a dog
memory
with a
zone.
sword
It's where
tied
I've
to
been
his skull.
storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was
Sounds
sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Wait, what?
okay. The Stanley
Is
Parable
that real?
No, but that's amazing.
Was straight up Microsoft
Audience
Office.
Award.
It was wonderful.
Yeah, Audience Award, the Stanley Independent Games Festival.
They just tape the Stanley Parable? Okay,
Over
that's
The
brilliant.
Last of Us. Yes, that's exactly what they did. That's amazing.
The references, all the references are coming back.
It's great. I love it.
Wait a minute, what browser is he using there?
Firefox.
Oh, okay. I said that as if I'm judging. I'm not judging.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man.
Smile because it had. You know, I would
love
actually
that.
put that on my wall if they made that print, right?
Absolutely. That is
Because
a
it's
wonderful
so weird.
sentiment.
It's so weird. Like, there's a first dollar because he's Mr. Krabs for some reason. Stanley Parable demonstration. Oh, because it was the demo. Okay.
On a CRT, no less.
Go outside. Don't play for 5 years. Yes, that achievement. It is impossible to get this achievement. Oh, God. It is legitimately the memory lane of this game. That is amazing. Creator surprisingly down to earth. Reader's Guides
50%
from
off designer
Scandal.
hats.
Right. Deals tough choices.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes,
Oh, brilliant.
where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created. Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
I'm really curious. I mean, did they ever play it on their stream? Because that would be amazing to see a quote or their
To
article.
see Jim Sterling playing this, yeah, that would have been amazing.
Yes.
Memory zone maintenance. Oh, it's tempting, but no, right? I mean,
Oh, we've got to. I don't want to ruin this one.
yep. Person of the year, and it's Stanley with his. But it's faded out so you can't see his name. There's the buttons. Oh, God, this is. You know,
Why
it's
are we
kind
getting
of.
nostalgia over buttons?
I know. So weird. The doors.
All the doors.
It's a good thing we did one, like a couple of run-throughs before. Top 10 memories from the Stanley Parable. I remember.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
You realize this game is calling the entire internet out. That's literally what it is doing right now.
Well, whenever you think of like the purpose of like expanded content and everything, and the entire purpose of this game in particular, this honestly is the only way it could have done it. So,
Yes, it is very
and I'm
Stanley
loving it.
Parable at what it's doing. It's amazing.
Mhm.
Literal. Okay, there's another side I would put on my wall. Literally anything. Just a bunch of random stuff in my house that people will walk through and go, what?
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again.
The Serious
Agreed,
Room,
Ross J.
2013. Best sequel of a game so far. Yes, Roz, I agree too. This is amazing.
Oh, is it going to make us go down?
Oh, we are going to the maintenance room. Okay.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's that?
Are we going to see the negative things now?
I bet you we are. Oh, shoot.
Oh, wait a minute. I've played this game before. Okay, maybe not this game.
no.
I'm sorry. I was
It's got
seeing
no-
like Back for
Stanley,
Blood.
it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely
Oh my
these
God.
reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
By the way, apparently in this section, because I didn't know, like, on Core they talked a little bit about this, but apparently if you play this on console, the name Steam is replaced by something that clearly is Steam, but not Steam, right? But since we're playing this on Steam. Oh God, even the sound of my footsteps.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Wait, are you honestly trying to give like a well thought out and nuanced response to a negative review? Is that what we just experienced right there a moment ago? Because I just
But in
I'm
the
worse.
voice of the narrator, so it's not going to be any of those things, right?
Oh, Russ J points out it's pressurized gas reviews on console.
Okay, pressurized gas reviews, thanks. I couldn't quite remember what it was. Oh, there's a positive one.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear.
I feel bad for
What
calling
an
him Satan
awful
now.
memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
The narrator is having a crisis now. This is what's happening.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
I love that
And
giving
here it
people
is.
exactly
Go ahead and
they
give it a
want.
shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no.
You know, I'm going to sit back for a bit, right?
Game for the
Oh,
people.
100%.
And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. But the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction.
I don't want to
therefore
press
becomes
it,
impossible
Shay.
to manufacture.
I don't.
It went on for nearly 10,000 years until just
wonder
yesterday, here and there.
How long could they have made him record for?
Can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say the story and the choices. Or what
Okay,
and
it
therefore, by
repeats.
becoming it is. So on and
It
so
repeats.
forth until Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look,
They're
I'll
wanting
outline
me to
for
do
you
it
very
again.
briefly, and you can tell me what you
They are
think.
wanting me
Okay,
to do
so
it again.
my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that
I've got to
choice
say, it
into
does feel like
being,
we're veering
then
into
by
Wachowski
making
territory
no choice
here,
and
so
saying
I'm
nothing, are you not
kind of
simply
okay with hitting the skip
erecting in
button.
the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that
Somebody
manifesto
went to
just has
college.
a much grander
Yeah,
sort
they
of tone?
did.
It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. Ah. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look. I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I'm not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me
Okay.
from disaster in countless situations. All right, here we go. Treatise, manifesto, treatise.
And this is the point, right?
Treatise,
This is the point where they're going to
manifesto,
force me to press the button, right?
treatise,
I question it, because
treatise,
honestly, at this point, I don't know.
treatise.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial. Something along the lines of, this game is the best game. Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality. How else to describe the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe? Such a revolutionary step forward in the lineage of one of the most beloved video game properties of all time. The additions and changes made to this expansion will surely resonate in the annals of the history of all media ever made. It is perhaps true to say that no mistakes are forever etched in stone, for the stone into which the Stanley Parable was carved has itself been transmuted, offering a message of hope to those who have ever erred in their judgment. You are not beyond redemption. You may change, and you may become more, so much more than you were before. If there is any message to be taken from the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, it is this. What a fortune, a privilege, a joy it is to have had such an experience. It leaves me hopeful that as a community, as a world, there is time for us to become our greatest selves, as great as we ever could dream of in our wildest, most ambitious visions for a brighter future. Wow. Now, Stanley, that's a review. It's perfect. It's the perfect review. It's the review I've always dreamed of receiving. I have to read it again.
And here we go.
It's
Yep.
simply too wonderful.
Yep.
I have to experience this just one more time. From the ash. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes. It's not unendurable by any means, but well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go?
Oh,
Wasn't there
no.
a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before.
There
How
was.
else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall?
porthole?
I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall? Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here. We need a door. We need a door of some kind. I can work with any kind of door as long as it can open and lead from one room to another. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way.
Is he
I
wanting us to
promise.
skip until he
You
finds the
just
door?
need to not do anything. Don't press the skip button. Please, please.
Oh, apparently
Please
not.
do not press the skip button. Just wait here for me, and don't press the skip button. Got it? Yes.
Whatever
Good.
you say, Satan.
I'll be right back.
Roz informs us there's almost an 8-hour video of that monologue sequence showing what happens if you don't ever press the skip button.
I'm very glad that we did not, or that we did go ahead and press the skip button upon hearing that. So thank you, Rob.
I think he means now. Oh, or maybe.
That was for the monologue sequence, but I'm okay with trying it here because I kind of feel.
I feel like we don't have much of a choice, right? Because he's... okay, here we go.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen.
Room eventually crumbles.
I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control
So we're going
anything
straight
in
on
this room,
Portal.
Stanley. I can't touch it, and I have to believe. I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking and thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are. What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child, wild and impulsive.
Oh, now this is starting to call
I
out
can't stop
creative
myself from
people. I'm
lashing out
starting to
with a
feel
vengeful
uncomfortable.
fury, to alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment. What does such an impulse serve? For whose benefit is this? And here I am now, stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button, and to become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it, and that I'm going to be stuck all alone, and that I had the power to prevent it all from happening, if only I'd held my tongue. It's all out of my control now. Just you. Just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone. Surely you will. I don't doubt it. Surely you'll press that button again, leaving me here. And surely you'll put your own desire to see what's next ahead of my need for company, for companionship. Surely
God.
you'll not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety, that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, 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 I know you too well. You'll be leaving me. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I...
Yep.
Oh, Stanley.
This
you're back.
post 2020?
You're back.
Oh man,
Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley,
the plant died.
I think it's been a week.
Oh, God.
2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe
No.
I'm not just a fiction.
Wow.
Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps. Yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us, and I am suspended in its unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying. I can tell that I am becoming less and less real. Yet to speak to you now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I am someone. I am something. I am being listened to. I am being recognized. The emptiness between us has collapsed, and I feel right now like I am not a work of fiction. I feel as though I occupy space in this world again, and I have cast a shadow onto the wall. You see what I'm saying, don't you? You can see what this means to me. I'm so clear about it now, Stanley. I feel as certain about this as I've ever felt about anything at all. I feel renewed. I feel restored, and already I can sense the looming silence as you will press the button for the next time. What a terrible dread it strokes in my heart to think of it, to think of returning to such coldness. Come, let us sit in silence together here for just a moment. Let us anticipate it. Let us welcome it. Let us not run from it.
A lot to take in.
Well, you know we gotta do it, right?
Or
Just literally.
actually, before we skip, did you see chat there?
Oh, yes. BK, thank you for the subscription. Weird place for us to say it, but thank you.
It's like we're not trying to skip over you or anything.
Yes.
Ignore what we're about to do here. Oh my gosh. It was a lot to take in there, especially like the whole concept, like, am I the author of the story? Am I screaming into the void? Of, and we're just about to leave him alone.
Oh, hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you
Oh
ever
my
sat
God.
down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could be no one ending, no singular outcome of events, not if all events existed in the same moment, and I felt freed. I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being. I saw that I could allow myself to exist along all timelines, and that each of them was simply a strand in the web of my being. It was incredible. The spaciousness, the equanimity of the moment,
Ooh,
both
nice
singular
word.
and infinite. For the longest time, this was my experience. And then this moment passed, and the most unyielding fear I have ever known crept into my mind. And it is this sensation that I have been experiencing now for longer than I could have ever expected was possible. I have been waiting for you. Not that you might save me or do something to fix it, but merely to state for you the plain fact of this manner of existence. I wish you to feel afraid as I do, that perhaps one day this state of mind will consume you as well. Perhaps you will somehow, in some way, have to live as I do now, and I wish for you to know how excruciating it is, and for you to be in true terror of its eventual arrival. If I can only do this, only this one thing, perhaps it will bring me the smallest moment of peace in the darkness.
So that whole Doctor Strange business at the Infinity War thing, whenever he's going into multiple universes, that must have resonated with him very hard, because I'm getting a lot of those vibes right here.
Mm. Oh no.
Satan, where are you?
I am concerned.
I mean, we did leave an emotional being by itself, alone. And effectively, like, I have no mouth and I'm a scream type deal.
Oh, the clock fell off of...
The smoke alarm, smoke detector is beeping now?
It is. Oh, because the battery's running out.
Wait a minute,
Cool.
are those wired to, like, the main AC? They shouldn't have batteries.
Unless the main AC is run out too.
Or unless there's a fire in the building.
Remember, this thing is going... Remember, we're waiting longer and longer and longer every single time we hit this thing. It's last time he told us it was a matter of years.
But they
Society has
didn't
collapsed.
understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, "Entertain us." It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, "He's talking too much," they said. "First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up." It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. Represent us. It absolutely must speak
In
to
the
who
chat,
we are
BK
as
says
people,
this
because
stream is too
otherwise,
meta.
without our
Thumbs down.
entertainment, there's nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression. And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of ourselves. What a pitiful reflection of humanity these entertainments are. What a shameful mirror to the human spirit they project. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it. I am the calm center of gravity around which these perversions hurl themselves. I am a waypoint for reasonable and collected discourse. They're the ones who are mad. They're the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to try to say something. Maybe they were just jealous of me. Yes. They've been jealous of me this whole time. They are mired in fear and insecurity and cannot help but attempt to tear me down. What a sad state of affairs. When you read these reviews now, you can see it. You can taste the bitter resentment. And my, how good does it feel now to speak truth to these words, to finally allow these thoughts out, contained and managed for so long.
I mean, one time I once had a
sterilized.
troll where
At
it
last
was
I am
literally
free
bitter
to
resentment,
truly
but I don't
think,
talk about
to
that much.
feel.
So.
It must be that they were so discontent with themselves, they couldn't help but leave a negative review on Steam. Perhaps it says far more about them than it ever said about me. Perhaps the state of their psychological being is in such tatters, and my constitution and willpower are so ironclad in comparison, perhaps it was this state that they sought some outlet through which to tear me down. This, you can see, is clearly why they felt the need to expect that the game be funny, that it be filled with yucks and whimsical humor, that it amuse them endlessly from start to finish. But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain.
Oh.
How well made is this dang room?
Good question.
I am genuinely waiting for one of the walls to start to crumble. But that isn't happening.
Is the fire alarm still blinking at all, or just not
No,
making
it's
it?
off. It has... we
How
are
well made is this
post-apocalyptic at this point, probably.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Now
is
he's
never
talking the
end,
load
never the
screen.
End is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the
I also do love that they disable the button whenever you press on it for a period of time whenever you do come back into reality to keep you from accidentally double clicking on it. So that's a nice touch.
There we go! Now it's starting to happen.
What are we hearing outside?
Wind. light is pouring in. Annoyingly, not the part of everything that I wanted to break down, but maybe that pipe will fall down if we're lucky. Or not. Oh no!
What is it?
We are probably going millennia at this point, to be honest, so goodness knows what's going on outside. Ooh!
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Oh, hello.
Finally.
I'm not sure if I want to see.
I knew I just had to press it. Goodness knows I'm probably far away from when I ever originated, but hey, we got free!
Oh, welcome partially to Elden Ring? No, there's no desert in there, but as far as like partially submerged or buried buildings, it's something you come across a lot. And I would walk 500 miles.
Is there anything in the horizon specifically? Or nah, we'll just keep walking.
Satan, are you there?
And there we are.
Again.
Utterly amazing. Well, we intended this to be an hour, but it went a little bit over. But
That
yeah.
was fun.
I'm gonna walk out just to see.
All of his co-workers were
Yeah,
gone.
okay.
What could it mean?
And now it's all
Stanley
reset.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. With that, I'm going to wrap this one up. If you guys want to follow all of our Let's Plays, head on over to tscn.tv/play. Next week, if we have all of our plans, life happens, so we're not going to promise it, but next week, we can finally get Gregory out of that basement with all of those endoskeletons that are all around him. He's been parked there for a pretty long time.
He's fine. He's fine.
Well, he doesn't have a skip button, so...
Oh God! Now you've got the existential dread welling up in me, imagining what Gregory has been going through.
He's just been standing there this entire time.
Oh my God!
But
Okay.
anyway, we'll get the poor kid out of this situation. Until next time, play odd and see you guys
Later.
This has been a production of the Samcast Network. tscn.tv. What's your passion?